Hi there, thanks for clicking into Digits, a show on the latest global consumer technology trends. I'm Deborah Kahn in Hong Kong. Tango is an app where you can message, chat, and make video calls. Well, now you can even shop. The company recently launched Tango Shop, which is partnered with Alibaba and Wal-Mart. The partnership with Alibaba comes as no surprise, as the company recently invested $215 million in Tango. Recently, I spoke to co-founder and CTO Eric Seton about what Tango plans to do with the money. A Skype challenger, Tango allows you to message, make phone calls, video chat, and play video games all in one place. Founded in 2009, the company says it now has over 300 million users. You have WeChat, you have Facebook. How do you get people to your platform?
Well, most of it is organic. It's people, telling each other about our service or of other services, and this organic word of mouth is really what trumps most of the various growth techniques that you can think about.
But if word of mouth gets users to come, what gets them to stay?
We probably offer the best video chat experience that you can find in the market, not only in terms of quality, even if you're on a cellular network, but also in terms of the things you can do on the service. Play a game while you're video chatting with somebody, or these types of things you can only do on Tango today.
Tango has recently become so focused on gaming that it has opened up its platform to third-party game developers.
These mobile games that you spend all your time on the phone, etc., they're most successful when you can play with your friends. We basically have opened up the Tango platform to make it really easy for game developers to take advantage of these connections that exist on Tango's platform.
Other features the company has been adding to try and edge out the competition include the ability to make international calls to any phone, not just those using Tango, for free. You're able to call not only Tango to Tango, but Tango to landline.
Yeah, so we've started opening up the platform to allow for international calls to be made. And with time, people realize that it's better for them to have a Tango call rather than a landline call, because they can see each other.
It's bets like this that Tango hopes will help grow its user base even larger. So far, the company's efforts seem to be paying off. Tech giant Alibaba recently gave Tango a boost of confidence with a multi-million-dollar investment in the company. Why do you think Tango was attractive to Alibaba?
I would say that there are two things that probably motivated this investment. First of all is the importance of messaging as a space. Number two, when you dominate the e-commerce market, you've got to be thinking, globally. Our base, with about a third of our 300 million members here in the US, and also strong presence in Europe and the Middle East, is relatively complementary to the places where Alibaba has a lot of their distribution today.
What does the future hold for these messaging apps? When you think 5 years down the line, what's going to change?
I think that a lot of the business communication that happens today, that probably will also migrate. Our vision is that all of the communication that exists today will migrate to, these new messaging platforms of the future.
From pictures to text to making calls, if companies like Tango have their way, perhaps the days of communicating from outside of a messaging app are becoming numbered. Do you worry about people breaking into your home? Well, now there's an app that uses crowdsourcing to help keep you safe. Here's reporter Andrea Chamberlain with more.
Crowdsourcing is used from traffic apps like Waze to fundraising sites like Kickstarter. But now crowdsourcing can be used to keep your neighborhood safe using services like Nextdoor.
If you're a neighbor on Nextdoor and you see something that doesn't look quite right, maybe you see a suspicious van, you can now post that to Nextdoor.
Nextdoor started as a location-based social network, with neighbors sharing information about anything from lost dogs to recommendations for local businesses. But now 20% of the posts are about crime, and that information isn't just being used by civilians.
I have 700 plus officers and 1,000 employees, but I have 500,000 people out there. If we want to have the safest big city, I need their help.
That's Sacramento, California Police Chief Sam Summers. He says because of the way Nextdoor groups neighbors by location, his police department can communicate with its residents more effectively.
we can target that message there as opposed to putting it out to the masses.
One of those people reading such alerts is Sunday Moylan, a Nextdoor user who says she gains peace of mind by communicating with police through the service.
Just getting to know them and not have there be this barrier of I'm a civilian and they're police, that we have someone that we can bring our concerns to, and I'm getting a response.
Recently, her neighborhood has been involved in a crime spree, and neighbors posted messages with warnings for other neighbors of things to look out for.
There was a thread that there were 4 attempted burglaries in one day. One of the neighbors got 2 screenshots from his security camera, and someone actually pursued on foot.
Users can also send information to the police.
There were 25 robberies that were going on in one area of Phoenix at one time. And so neighbors got together to try to put together all the facts that they had about these robberies they'd seen. And in short order, police were able to use that information to make 6 arrests.
Nextdoor is already in 60,000 neighborhoods. But with an issue as sensitive as crime, updating old methods comes with some challenges. Overly suspicious neighbors can overstep their place.
Someone was posting pictures of a person in their neighborhood. They thought this person was suspicious, and as it turns out, it was someone that's no one to be worried about.
Chief Summers wants to remind users that Nextdoor is not a substitute for 911.
If you think you have an emergency, call 911. If you have too many, like 10 different ways of calling help, then sometimes that makes it difficult.
But for the police, the effects of crowdsourcing crime info are clear.
The 2 years that we've basically been using this, the crime in the city's gone down almost 24%.
Technology, fighting crime, one app at a time.
If you're thinking about creating a professional-looking web page, well, now there's a way to do so without having to know code. Here's the Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stern on 2 web building platforms that are as easy as drag and drop.
Historically, building a website has made me want to do this. Without any coding experience, I either end up drowning in a sea of HTML tags or stuck with some super cheesy template. But over the last week, I've discovered that building a beautiful, modern website is now insanely easy, far easier than raising a 13-week-old puppy. Meet Browser. Yes, I named my puppy Browser, as in web browser. And then naturally, I decided to make him a beautiful website. I know what you're thinking. That sounds very 1995 of you. But all the fleeting photos I post on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook don't feel very personal or permanent. So we tested 4 build-your-own website tools. And within an hour of using each of them, I was able to build some pretty great-looking sites. No code or HTML required. So you're probably not building a site for your brand new puppy. But these tools can be used for your own personal or business site. Here's how we did it. The first step is deciding what service you want to build your site with. I recommend Weebly or Squarespace. Both were easy to use and let you create very attractive pages. But each service offers something that the other doesn't. Weebly, for instance, has a more intuitive interface and drag and drop features, while Squarespace has much better looking templates and designs. You can try both for free to see which one you like best. We decided to go with Squarespace for browserinyourbrowser.com. I just was really impressed with all the tools they give you to start building. The entire build process happens in the browser. You select the template and then start customizing and adding to it. I got all the photos and text in one place, then customized it more by adding Browser's Instagram feed and a form where you can ask questions. The hardest part of building the site was actually just gathering all the photos and videos, and writing the text. What's great about both services is that they both have mobile tools. Both have iOS and Android apps for updating your sites on the road, plus you can see what the mobile view of your own website looks like right through the web app. When your site is ready for the world, you can set it live with a new or old domain. Both Weebly and Squarespace sell domains directly. Squarespace charged $20 for the domain, including private registration, which keeps your name and address hidden. Squarespace then charges a minimum of $8 a month. Weebly charged $40 for the domain for the year, plus an extra $10 to keep your info private.
That includes access to Weebly's services, but if you don't buy your domain through Weebly, it's just $4 a month to use your own domain.
It's so easy, he's falling asleep on the job. But seriously, it's amazing what a great looking website you can make now with no programming experience and just a little bit of time. Now, if one of these companies could just make dog training that easy.
And that's all for Digits this week. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm Deborah Khan in Hong Kong. Thanks for watching.